Test, test, test. One, two. Check it, check, check, check. One, two, three. Test, test. Check, check. One, two, two, three, two, one. Check, check. One, two, 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 two. Check. Hey, two, three, two, three, two, three, two, three. Check. One, two, three, two, three, two, three. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Testing, testing, testing. My mic sounds hot. My mic sounds right. My mic sounds nice. I sound right. Right about now. 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 Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Check, 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 check.
Yeah. Yes, channel B. Good. Say something.
Joe?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Say-
Joe?
go for it.
Hey, hey.
No. Can hear you.
Joe? Joe? There you go. All right.
Good morning, everybody online. Can we hear them? Drew, can we hear them? 1 second, we can't hear you yet.
See the other one at this time.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Catherine.
Uh-huh.
We can hear you.
Good morning.
See Julian and David, two of our primary presenters during the event. Tiffany also is a program participant. Thank you for joining. Thank you to all of the OPA colleagues who have joined us as well.
Yes, that's gonna get struck. Dave, can you give me an idea, if you're Jerry, of who's on? I see and I saw the ASL interpreter.
Yes, there should be. Just
Do I need to log on or will that make me crazy?
No, I just
All right.
hopped on.
Okay. Good morning, Ruth.
Good morning, Antoinette.
How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. We're just waiting on a couple more of our program participants internal to HUD to join the call, but if they're not on within the next minute or so, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay, will there be anyone that will be joining me in the BMA?
No.
Okay, all right, I need a secretary.
Antoinette needs a secretary. David's gonna be the secretary.
Right. It's house party time.
It's house party time.
It is house party time. Listen, I did not get, let me say this. I don't think that I got a updated run of show. I did get an email from Amani where she indicated that she was bringing them down, but when I checked my office, I didn't see it. So
You
forgive me,
did
I
receive
don't
last night an
have-
updated run of show and a
Yes.
copy of the draft script that went to the secretary
Yes.
for review. So I sent that to you directly. Okay, I see where Cindy has joined. So I think we're all set with our HUD colleagues. So let me just say once again, good morning to everyone. It is incredible to be here together with you on this Friday, just a couple days before our house party hosted by Secretary Marsha L. Fudge. And I just want to commend everyone for your tremendous efforts. I think some folks were not quite sure if we could pull this off, but we did it. We're almost there, and I believe it's going to be a fantastic event, and certainly something that we're doing for the first time, but hopefully not the last time. Today at the end of our meeting, we'll share a few updates with regard to priorities for today and Monday. We want to continue to get the word out regarding this event. And so our colleagues from OPA who have joined us will talk a little bit more about press and stakeholder outreach. We will also share an updated copy of the run of show and script. Right now, you have the updated run of show as of yesterday. And so we're going to walk through the event with broadcast using that run of show, and the script has been developed and it is with the secretary now. And so she's going to be looking over that and providing some feedback. We also will just make some minor changes to the script based on news stories that were published yesterday regarding mortgage interest rates. So the run of show and script will be updated slightly, and we will share the final with you. But for today, we want to walk through the actual event, and I'll turn it over to Antoinette because Antoinette has been working with the broadcast team to set us up nicely. And so I'm excited for them to be able to share with us how this event will actually unfold on the day of Tuesday, November the 1st. The event is from 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Antoinette.
Thank you, Ruth. Good morning, everyone. I just want to make two notes. I hear you, as does the team hears me, saying that what we have in hand in the BMA right now relative to the script and the agenda, the run of show, we understand we'll edit. We will take pen and ink changes on the fly here. But we'll be very anxious to receive the updated documents at the soonest so that we can make sure we are on the exact script you want us to be on, Ruth. Okay, and we're fine. We're in a good, solid place to be able to keep moving. But I will need for you to give me a high sign or to interject, please, even about language, tags and things like that, and the transitions, so that we can pen and ink that today, and it will give the engineers time to actually rebuild slides, transitional slides, and things like that. Okay. Outside
That
of
sounds
that,
great.
you're absolutely. Just in a cursory way, the footprint for the outfit is that our panelists will join via the Zoom link. We've issued that. That is for the panelists. And we also know we have 2 places of anomaly there. We'll address that when we get to that section, and that would be the Q&A section. We will have the interpreters join via separate links that have been provided as well. We realize, and I acknowledge, Ruth, that you did provide that, or Nelson gave those additional names last night, and I'll make sure that the team has those for email so that they can be sent to them. We'd love a confirmation that they have it. We don't want anything to get stuck in the pipeline in case we need to push it to them a different way. And then we will have the secretary in the BMA. The stage will be set appropriately to have tone and tenor for a house party. Once we start the event, well, we're going to ask that everyone actually is in place by 6 p.m. tomorrow. That will give us an opportunity to troubleshoot any connectivity issues or any other technical issues that could come up. As we get to 6:15, we will start the virtual DJ set. We will do that until 6:30, and then we will begin transitioning. We understand that the secretary will call out the transitions in her speaking, which will be great cues for us along with the script. And at that time, those transitions will happen on the screen according to the name of that transition. That screen transition is 3 to 5 seconds. We're very mindful of that so that we hold to the time. And then we will continue to do that until we get to Q&A. When we get to Q&A, we then have a voice of God that will be in this room, off to the side of the stage, with a computer and a microphone in front of them. We will have 2 people that will be on the Zoom link that will present a question. It will be answered, and then we will go to the monitor that will potentially yield questions from all 3 socials and direct them as discussed for answers in that section. And then go back to the secretary for wrap it up, and then have a closeout session with the virtual DJ. I also want to note for the team and for the, just to be clear, every transition you will get by the secretary saying it. And then we follow, I mean, obviously we're on the same time with the transitional screen, and then move on. Anyone that, a question gets pushed to, you have creative permission to whether you spotlight or whether you keep in a Brady Bunch. We also understand that at the beginning, let's get it started. When the mayors are introduced, the secretary will do that. We are in Brady at that point. The mayors may or may not stay on at that time. Is that correct, Ruth? The mayors may or may not stay on at that time.
That is correct, but they will go off camera.
Understood. They will go off camera, so then your who you guys are seeing, right, on the back will reduce.
That's
so
correct.
It just may make sense that you stay in 1 or 2 on the screen. All right. So at this time, I think what we're going to do is actually start from the top as if we were in real form. Everybody's on. I'm going to call out just to be certain that we have our ASL interpreter. Is our Spanish speaking interpreter joined us as well? Is our ASL interpreter here? May I see her?
I'm here.
They're
in
logging
Zoom.
in. There we go. There we go. I
I've
see her.
received a direct message to go to Teams, and I'm waiting to be led into Teams.
She's waiting to be led into Teams. Joe, you tracking? Copy that? All right. Ma'am, may I ask your name?
Catherine Montoya.
Catherine. Thank you. I'm Antoinette.
Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
All right. Ruth, bear with us just one moment, please, as we make sure that we have Catherine in the Teams.
There we go. Now I'm leaving Zoom. Thank you.
Okay. Joe, can you confirm? She's in the Teams. All right. Okay. All right. Do I need to hear from Spanish speaking interpreter? Spanish is on the dockcast. Okay, perfect. All right. And we're going to start. Secretaries in place. And we're getting ready to start from the top. Panelists, you all are there. Ruth, I can't see from this place. Can you? Is everybody there, Ruth?
Where should we see them?
I'm sorry.
Where should we see them?
Do you see other people that have joined the Zoom link?
I can see everyone's thumbnail,
Okay.
and those people are off camera.
Thank you, Ruth. Can you please test that and give a direction to bring everybody on camera and confirm for me that when they come on camera that you see their face?
Are you asking me that question, Antoinette?
Yes, please. Can you direct them to come on camera?
Okay. Julian and David, will you come on camera? Yes, I can see their faces. Should we see the screen with their
So
faces?
not until we spotlight them.
Okay, not a problem.
Yeah.
All right, then, Joe, I want Julian. I'm sorry, Ruth, I'm trying to repeat you after you. Julian, spotlight. Do you see Julian, Ruth? Ruth, do you see Julian?
Yes, I can see Julian and David. I can also see Joe's
Okay.
video and the broadcast video.
All right, I want everybody spotlighted what you can do it one at a time, or you can put them in Brady, please. I'd like to see it on the screen. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. Reinhardt. All
There
right,
we go,
ASL, Dave Muse. Okay, we're getting it now. Stand by, Ruth. I see Dave. David.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Perfect. I see that spotlight. Julian. All right. Joe, Joe, are we at all our spotlights there? Have you shown them all to me? Can't hear you, Joe. Perfect. Can I see Brady?
Full group. Come on, Charlie.
May I see the Brady bunch? Can I see all of the participants in gallery? All right, I'm waiting. I still see Julian in the ASL. And I'm still waiting. Okay, all right. Hold on, team. We're about to go into Brady Bunch. Please stay on camera.
Yeah, check in with Charlie. He's doing the switching on that.
Ruth, we're adjusting.
Yeah, he might have to adjust a couple settings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Bear with us. Ruth, I'm not sure that they can hear me, so if you could repeat what I'm saying to them, that there we go. There we go. All right. Nicely done. Okay. All right. Somebody grab a picture of that for me. Marcus, grab a picture of that for me. All right. So we're in Brady. Meaning Brady Bunch, you all are in the gallery. That means that in the room and on the socials, everybody sees all of you. We are going to be starting the house party on my count. Team, I'm going to give a countdown, and we're going into the 6:15 mode. It's time for the party. When you all hear the music, will they hear the music?
Yeah.
When you hear the music, engage. Snap your fingers, move your shoulders, move your head. It's a house party. We're all getting ready to rock until we stop on my cue. And 5, 4, 3, 2, house party.
In your face, all over the place. In the mix with the hottest DJ.
Okay. And we're partying. We're partying right. Okay. All the house parties.
Damn it.
All right. So we're going to pull a little bit forward so you don't have to rock so long. But Dave and Julia now, this is the house party when we go live tomorrow. I want you to be, there we go. There we go. You need that energy. You guys got to set the tone. All right. Okay. And we've house partied and we're now at the proverbial 6:30, right? And we wind down and the secretary says,
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the house party. My name is Secretary Marcia L. Fudge, and I would like to talk about, well, first I'd like to welcome everybody to this. And I want to introduce our first segment. It's called What is a Home? And I have a few people that are going to speak with me here. The speakers will be Mayor Regina Romero, Mayor Steve Adler.
okay, hold on, Dave. Why did we come out of the Brady Bunch? We're going to stay in that first segment. We're staying in the gallery. We're staying in the gallery, Joe. Bring it back up. All right. Ruth is talking, but I'm not sure if she's talking to me.
Yes, I am.
Okay, Ruth, I can hear you now.
Okay, Antoinette, we don't see the Brady Bunch or the gallery, and we don't hear the music clearly. Is that what we should expect, or is that what the participants should expect?
Drew, did you hear that question? Hold on, Dave, how do you? Yes, they couldn't hear the. Hold on. Ruth, can you, Dave, Drew's getting ready to ask you some questions.
What does the music sound like when you say it doesn't? You don't hear it clearly. Is it muffled or is it delayed?
The audio is definitely muffled, and we can't see the actual Brady Bunch view or the gallery view, so we're not seeing what the participants will see when they're joining via the social media channel. Is that what we should expect?
Dave, yes. So will they see Brady or will they see the gallery while they're all in?
Antoinette, are you speaking to us or are you speaking to
I'm sorry, I'll
them?
bring the mic up. That was talking to Dave. Will they see
Okay.
will they see this mode on their Zoom?
No, we have control over that with the
No,
host.
we have control over that. If they
Okay.
logged in on the social, whatever, if they had their cell phone next to them and they logged in on the social, they would then see that's when you'd see it. So while you're like this, you're not going to see that you're in gallery. But let's say you had your cell phone with you and you went into Facebook, you would see this gallery like everybody else is seeing that's joining the party, but you, the participant, are not going to see that via the Zoom link.
Okay.
You with me?
Yep. And then also
Ruth went down.
the,
I can't hear her. There. Okay, there you go, Ruth.
Yeah, and the audio for the presenters joining via Zoom is muffled.
Okay,
So
I
we're
heard you.
unable to hear the music clearly and the voices clearly.
Okay. Julian, can you talk? Say your name and count to 10.
Did you say Julian?
Yes, please.
Julian Joseph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you, Dave. Can Dave do that, please?
10 count
Sure,
from
David
the auditorium.
Berenbaum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. Dave Reinhardt.
Check. This was where you were having the audio issues. You were saying that my voice was muffled. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everybody on the Zoom call, how did that sound?
That sounds better?
Much better.
All right.
Much
Now,
better.
I want to
Much-
go
much
back
better.
into music for just a minute, Drew. Put the music back in. Ruth, talk to me. Bring it up. ASL is saying what? ASL is struggling to hear. Okay. All right. Dave's got giving me thumbs up. Ruth, was it better this time?
I can hear it. It sounds like it's in someone else's room as opposed to I am right there with the music. So if that's how it's supposed to be, and you know the participants joining live will hear it, then that's fine.
Okay. I want you all to mute your mics. All of you, mute your mics. Give me a thumbs up, please, each of you, when you've muted your mics. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Ruth. Dave Muse, you muted. Music, better music. You hear it better, Ruth?
We're not hearing it at all.
Ruth, was that a better? You all come back on. Was that Sound of Music any better?
We didn't hear the music at all.
Didn't hear the music at all. It's going through. Stand by. See, we got the whiz kid. He had to get up out of the seat. All right, so we partied, and now we come down and we go into where's my transition? Are we Hey, there we go.
What is a home?
There we go. Welcome. There's the secretary. We go back into, how many seconds is that up? How many ever seconds that was up? It's too long. Copy that? Shorter. How many seconds was that? Was the house party? And swipe it.
There we go.
And let me see it again. And the music went down and we transitioned. Swipe it.
There we go.
All right, one more time. And the music went down. We brought it in and we swiped it. Go. It's just a hair off. One more time. And the music went down and it comes up. Go. There. That's it. Then we go to Secretary Fudge. And Secretary Fudge says, hi, how y'all doing? We're here for the HUD house party. I want to introduce. And the secretary starts to call names.
So I would like to introduce Mayor Regina Romero, Mayor Steve Adler, Mayor Brandon Scott.
All right, Joe. So I want to go to, as she's calling, now we start in Brady like this, right? And then as she's introducing that person, we spotlight them, and a lower thirds is what I should see.
So I go
right.
slower.
So we're going to, start a little slower cadence and call off. You can make Ruth, Julian, David, or Dave Muse, whomever you want, Joe. You pull whichever one of them you want, but I want you to spotlight it as if she was calling that mayor's name.
Good evening, everyone. I want to introduce some of the local mayors.
All right, so Dave, he's saying that you need to give him a pace.
I need to give him
You
pace.
give him a beat. So he says, slow down just a little bit so that we can see the rhythm. So the music went down. We went into the wipe. We wiped back. And she's talking. And she's introducing the mayors. And
Good evening, everyone. My name is Secretary Marcia Fudge. I would like to have a quick discussion about what is a home. I have a few people that I would like to introduce. The first one is Mayor Regina Romero from Tucson, Arizona.
pull it back. That's it. That's the spot. Pull it back, Joe. We gave the spot and we go back to the Brady.
The second is Mayor Steve Adler from the wonderful city of
Beautiful.
Austin, Texas.
And there it is. And we go back to the Brady.
And our third is Mayor Brandon Scott from our neighbors up north, Baltimore,
Perfect.
Maryland.
There we go. And back
Welcome,
to the Brady.
everybody. I would like to have a
And we
discussion
go back to the Brady.
about what
I know we need
is
a
a
bit.
home.
We need a bit of a pace because it's taking him a minute for the transition. Joe, you were spot on the way that you were bringing them up with the lower third. I'm not sure I'm feeling that lower third. That was just a placeholder, right?
That's one of the options.
All right, we can work on that. We can work on that.
Okay.
Understood. Now we're back into the gallery and we're having this conversation. And then the secretary is saying, this is what it's about. And this is why we're here. And this is what we're doing. And now we're getting ready to, let's get it started. And we transition. Truth. Yeah. One more second. Do it again. And we transition. There you go, Joe. All right. Now we're into the, call it out, Ruth. What's the next transition relative to the run of show?
All right, now we're going to be moving on to kicking the actual factuals, and we're going to focus on myth busting and assumptions.
Okay.
We have one of our wonderful colleagues here, Julian Joseph, and she knows how to party. So at this time, Julian, will you turn on your camera and share with us what you have?
Now, stop right there. The way that you just queued that up, Ruth, when we came out of the intros, right? The introducing of all the mayors, they either hung on or they dropped off, but they cut their cameras off. So the screen is just the secretary when we get to kicking the actual factuals, and then she puts it to Julian. She knows how to party, right? Spotlight Julian. Julian knows how to party. We spotlight Julian. You rocking with me, Joe? There we go. All right, Julian, say a few things. Talk, Julian. Tell her to talk.
All right. And blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And no, you don't need an 800 credit score in order to qualify for
Yep.
a house. And blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah.
Perfect.
And blah, 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 blah.
And back to the secretary.
Good evening, everyone.
And
I'm
you're
back.
not on yet. Hold on. Joe needs a beat. Okay, there we go. And we're back to the secretary. And now the secretary says, oh, and
Good evening, everyone. I have a couple testimonials.
okay,
correct?
so you come from up here. The next section we're going to go into, and you call this out.
Okay, kicking the actual facts.
We kicked the actual factuals, and that was Julian. All right, now we're coming into the next stage section. Is what is it called?
Testimonials.
No,
That's what we have right here.
no, that's all kicking the actual factuals.
Okay, that's that
right.
whole section.
That's right. Go to the next segment.
Okay,
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Uh-huh. So now we go to the next segment, and let me get it, Joe.
All right, let's
Yes.
building up
from the foundation.
foundation.
Too quick. Too quick, Joe. Bring it back. And
Building
we saw
up
it, and it goes.
from the
there you go.
foundation.
All right.
Perfect.
Now, secretary.
So, building up from the foundation, I want to talk about some of our available resources that we may have available here. I'd like to bring up our presenter today who's going to come and speak to us. The gentleman's name is David Birnbaum.
All right.
And he here is,
Beautiful, Joe.
here is discuss building up from the foundation.
And Dave
David.
says,
David, I'll hand it off to you.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be partying with you this evening, and I'm going to be talking to you about counseling and some really important tips to think about before realizing home ownership.
all right, pause, David. David B, pause. So we've got a situation where when the secretary is talking, that the ASL can't hear the secretary talk, Dave.
Testing for the ASL. Can the ASL hear
Catherine,
me
can
on
you
the Teams
hear
call?
the secretary speaking?
ASL on the Teams
Dave,
call.
talk to the secretary.
Dave
Talk to the
Muse?
ASL for me. David B, talk to her and say, can you hear the secretary?
Hi there. Can you hear the secretary?
What's she saying?
She can hear.
No. Can you tell her to shake her head yes or no? Because we're not sure what she said.
Testing 1, 2. Testing for
Ask
the
her,
ASL.
can you shake your head yes or no?
Can you shake your head yes or no if you're hearing
Yes,
me?
yes. Keep going.
1,
Keep going.
2, 3,
All right.
4.
10-4. All
5.
right. So we got it. Back to you,
Perfect.
David B.
All right, Dave B. Let's hand it off back to you. Let's talk about building up from the foundations.
Great. So I have a whole prepared speech, but I don't think you want to hear that today. But I'm going to be handing it off to two great people who are going to share their stories with us next.
There you go. Call their name, Dave. You called because you pitched it to them.
Clarify in the script, Julian and David, you'll hand it back to the secretary, and then she will introduce the individuals who are sharing their testimony.
Okay, that's a change from yesterday.
Okay.
That's a change, right? So that, remember, this person was pushing it to that person and so forth. So now they hand it back to the secretary. Secretary pushes it to the next person. We got it?
Madam Secretary, back to you.
All right. There you go, Joe.
Okay, thank you very much. So thank you for those comments on building up from the foundation. Next, we're going to have a couple testimonials. And it's some very educating and very enlightening content. The first person.
Let's talk about the house.
Oh, they just said
yeah, we did this, but now we're going back into you've done all that. We've finished that segment. And you secretary, you're now done with that. You've done the testimonials, and now you're going to the, what's it called? The next one.
Okay, so let's segue here to our next segment. Let's talk about the house.
Moderator is in place. One more time, Joe. Let's talk about the
Let's
house.
Talk about the house.
Yes. All right. Now we're into the moderator. And hello, and thank you all for joining us tonight. And we have some questions from Dave Muse, and he is going to present this question, blah, blah, blah. We're going to Brady Bunch, Joe, right here. When we go into the Q&A.
Yeah, because it'll be a round table.
Yep, that's a round table. Waiting on you, Joe. Okay. He is. He's firing it to it, and it's not there. It's not moving. Yeah. Back to Ruth. Ruth, everybody's still on with you, right? Nobody left. Dave and Julian, everybody's still there?
I'm
David
here.
and Julian, you need them to turn their cameras back on. They're here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Dave
So,
Muse is there. We
just
see
to be-
we're
just to be clear-
spotlighting Joe. We are spotlighting Dave B right now. I want to see gallery. That's Ruth now. You spotlighted. So it's gallery on his screen. I'm not getting gallery. What do you have on the social? It's a spotlight on the social too. There we go. There's gallery.
There we go.
All
Finally.
right. So there's gallery. And so, we're at and I am going to bring up Dave Muse. He has a question that he's going to ask. Now, you're not spotlighting him, but you open the mic and Dave Muse says,
And good morning.
I've got
Thank
a
you for
question.
joining. Let me join the house party. And I just have a question as an older person trying to buy a home.
Nice, Joe.
Thank you very much.
Nice, Joe. All right. Dave Muse asked his question and we're back to gallery. And we're back to gallery.
Antoinette, can we pause there just so that I can give everyone a quick update for those who haven't heard this before? For the live Q&A, we're going to have approximately 4 questions that we answer during that 7-minute time frame. 2 of the questions are going to be planted. So we'll have someone from the National Association of Latino Community Asset Builders prompted to ask a question. That will be a young adult. And then we'll also have someone from NAACP who's going to ask a question. We're not scripting their questions, but we're anticipating they will ask one about housing counseling and one about FHA. In addition to those 2 questions, because again, I said there will be 4, we're going to pull a question from social media, probably Facebook, and then a question from Twitter. We'll pull questions that seem to be representative of recurring themes, right, about housing counseling or FHA. So we'll bounce those questions to you, Julian, and David. If there's a question specifically for the secretary, because she will still be on screen, we'll bounce that question to her. But for that portion, it will be David, Julian, and the secretary. And when we have those 2 planted folks come in, they will come on screen as well. So
Understood.
A minimum of 3 people on screen, a maximum of 4 during that segment. Did I get that right, Antoinette?
Yes, but Ruth, I have just one question there. So when we were on kicking the actual factuals, and we get to the bottom of kicking the actual factuals and we go into, let's talk about the house in that 7-minute. The planet, the 2 planet question, the 2 questions, they come first, and the moderator brings them up. We take it to the Latino Network or to that organization by name. Yes.
Yes, we can do it that way.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. You want that to happen first before we go into questions that the moderator would present from the socials. Is that, am I tracking right?
So let's talk about the house.
Right.
We'll let them know. This is our opportunity to take questions from the audience. And so we'll make sure they are reminded that Julian and David are joining us to field those questions in addition to the secretary. I would suggest that we take one planted question first, right? So they come on screen and then we pull a question from the chat. Secretary, it looks like we have another really great question from Facebook. And the voice of God reads that question and then they answer it. Then we have another person come on screen, right? The video, right? So it's a little bit more organic.
Okay, so we kind of bounce back and forth, but we're still on the screen for Joe. We're still in gallery. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's me. It's me.
Yep, Julian, secretary, and David. Yep. So we can drop Joe to give me 3. Give me Ruth, give me Julian. No, I'm sorry. Give me Sohud. Yeah, give me Dave R, Dave B, and Julian. Julian, raise your hand. Dave B, raise your hand. Uh-huh. And put those 3 in the gallery. You need the room. You need David R. You need Reinhardt. It's the secretary. There we go. Okay. All right, Ruth. We see it. So that's the 3, and that's what we would be in. And Jerry and I are tracking, Ruth, that organic nature that you want that to happen. But we will start with a plant and then toggle back to social and then import a plant and toggle back. So now we have finished the Q&A section, and let's talk about it. Puts the secretary at a place where she is now getting ready to say, this is so important. I'm so grateful you all could join us, and you out there mean this and that and the other. And for those of you who have been here with me tonight, thank you so much. And we're getting ready to cue into the final DJ set. You all rock out again, and we fade to black. We're on Spotlight on the Sohut. So wait a minute, that's a Ruth question. So Ruth, when we are done with the let's talk about it, the questions have been asked. During that time, you're in Brady Bunch with the secretary, Julian and David B are on the screen together with the secretary, right? And they're answering these questions and they're talking about it. Now we're finished with that. Do we now spotlight the secretary for the closeout, for the wrap it up? Okay, she's shaking her head. So yes, now we go to the secretary to wrap it up. So the secretary is in place, and Joe, perfect. Wrap it up. And we wipe it. And the secretary says, this means so much. Thank you all. I've been there. Listen, this is important. This won't be the last time that we talk to you about this, because this and that and the other. And be well, and God bless America. And we go to the music and we rock out, and the screen goes black. Or do we come in with the HUD House Party logo and wrap it up and take it down? I don't want to see that. Go to the graphic, yeah. Joe, you can make another graphic, and we can put something up.
Yeah, I would have
can
a
we
show
bring
slate.
all right, can we bring everybody back up in Brady real quick, just so that we can wrap up?
Real quick, ASL interpreter.
She's shaking her head. Catherine.
Are you still hearing the double audio, or is that cleaned up? You're still hearing double audio. Kill the speakers in the room for me real quick.
She's saying one. You're only hearing one. You're not hearing double audio, Catherine. Is that correct? You're just hearing one audio now? Yes. Somebody's speaker is hot. Okay. So okay, so we need to be giving some instruction about when they need to mute. Okay, understood. Understood. Ruth, that'll be Dave. How do you want to handle that? Is that a part of Ruth giving the direction at the beginning?
Yeah,
Somebody's speaker is up too loud. So when we get everybody on at 6:00 p.m., Dave, do you think we could give them some housekeeping and doing some quick check tests?
Yeah, I would like to do an audio test, and then I would also, at the end, it's always good practice to say that mute your microphones, and when you are called on to participate in your segment, that's when you cue to. That's where you cue to unmute your microphone at the completion of your presentation.
Catherine,
just go back and mute your microphone.
Dave, Drew's got it. He turned it up, and Dave, when he turned it up, she went to 2. Perfect. She could hear 2. When he turned it down, she went back to 1. Is that correct, Catherine? Am I saying that correct? Okay, so we've identified that issue. So we'll fix that. We'll fix that. It's in with somebody's
Yes.
microphone and speaker there. Thank you so much. So now, Ruth, I'd like to end the segment with the house party logo that comes up and the hashtag that we talked about yesterday, or either the site that will take people to the landing page that the secretary actually would talk about. When the secretary talks about that, she's going to say that prayerfully in her final remarks, that there's information at houseparty.hud.gov. Can that come up, you guys, like a lower third, please, when the secretary says it at the end of the wrap up, so that we can have it hang up there a little bit while she's talking about it?
Hey,
Okay, thank you, Joe.
On your end, please note that also.
All right. That felt good. Did that feel good? Did anybody have any issues technically?
Okay. That
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll time that transition, and we can mark it too when Ruth gives us the when we have the final document. So I know you guys are writing on the ones you had yesterday, but just know we're going to need to transition those notes to the new document when it comes. Ruth, what are you feeling from your end?
Feeling good, but I think David has a quick question, and we'll ask others if they have questions as well before we transition to a final quick updates. But David, you have a question?
Ruth, thank you very much. I just want to be sure I'm supposed to be leaving my camera on throughout the entire event, or should we be shutting our camera off at times? It's a little unclear to me.
Give me just one moment. I'm going to double check with the person running this and what his preference on.
Well, but hold up, guys. Ruth has in the technical, Dave Rahr, you need to hear this. Ruth has in the script, she tells everybody when they go off and when they come on in the script. That's why it's important for us to have that. And it tells them, mute, cut your camera off, open your speaker and bring your camera on.
Yeah, so let me also just respond to that.
Okay.
Your camera and your audio should be off until it's time for you to speak. When it's time for you to speak, the secretary will cue you to actually come into the room for the house party. So she'll say, David, where are you? Come on, join us in the house party. You'll come on camera at that time. Once your speaking portion has ended, you will go off camera and in audio.
Thank you. Okay.
Sure.
Wait a minute. Hold on, you guys. Right. That's David's trying to tell me. Hold on, Charlie. What are you saying? Charlie was saying he'd leave the cameras on the whole time. Yep. But they would go on and off. So Charlie, when you're leaving, when we leave the camera on the whole time, that gives you the opportunity to control the off and on. Is that right, Charlie? If they turn off their camera, it takes them out of the Brady Bunch. All right. All you guys have to do is mute your mics. You don't have to worry about your cameras. Charlie's going to control your cameras. Okay. Understood. Okay. I know we have a person, it looks like they're talking down in the bottom right. Ruth, I need help with that.
Good morning, Adriana. Thank you for joining us. We're actually getting ready to wrap up, and so we can circle back with you after the call, but thank you for joining.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was the driver.
She should be on a different link.
It definitely is the drive run. We started at 9. It was from 9 to 10.
Okay.
But no worries. So we'll circle back and make sure you have all the correct information.
Sounds good. I'll stand by.
Thank you. So Antoinette, just to clarify, you want everyone to keep their camera and audio on?
Yes. No, not audio. You'll do the mutes according to the script that you develop, but no one touches cameras. Charlie is going to be controlling spotlighting, gallerying, and cameras. So just turn it on and leave it on. It will just be the muting that they would bring themselves on and take themselves off. Charlie, is that a 10-4? Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for that clarification. And then just to also clarify, it's okay for individuals to transition from Zoom to the social media platforms after they have completed their speaking role. I think really Julian and David are the only folks who need to stay on with the secretary for the entire time.
Yes, it is. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Yep. It's just one, you guys remember, and I hate to say this, but I don't want it to be a foregone conclusion. Let's say somebody has their cell phone on, right? And they're watching the social as they are a part of this. You cannot have your volume on your cell phone on at all, because when you turn your mic on, it's going to pick that up and it's coming in a delayed fashion. So I'm sorry to have to say that, but I just don't want to make a foregone conclusion that people know that, right? So if you are watching it, you got to be on mute on your cell phone. And so I would advise that you just don't until you're off and done. But Dave B and Julian, you guys are on for the whole ride, right? So you'll likely see it after, or either please make sure you go on mute. Okay. Can you all right now, please, can you all mute your mics right now and give me a thumbs up when you have muted your mic? Julian, can you mute your mic? You got a thumbs up for me? All right. She's muted. And my name is Antoinette Perry Banks. My name is Antoinette Perry Banks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My name is in Ox 3.
We'll get this tightened up.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right. Everybody can come back on mute. Come off of mute, excuse me. Thank you, Ruth. We have to adjust something in the room, Ruth. We were just doing a test to see if it was you all or if it was us. I can't hear you, Ruth.
You can't hear me
There
at all?
you go. Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Okay. I know some people will need to jump, Antoinette, so I want to make sure I just share a couple of pressing updates. Are you good with the transition?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So a couple quick updates and reminders. We'd like for everyone to plan to join from wherever you're joining no later than 6 o'clock. The OPA team will be in Brook Mondale prior to 6 o'clock, but for the participants who are presenting, right, you have the link. This is the link you're going to use. We need you to join at 6 o'clock. Additionally, we're going to ask you to update your names for the Zoom when you join, so that as the broadcast team is doing the spotlighting, they can go directly to the appropriate person. So we'll ask everyone to update their names first and last, but we'll remind you about that again. Third reminder is just about the pace, right? Because we have live interpretation. So we'll have ASL interpretation as well as Spanish translation. And so just be mindful of that. There will be a script. I'm sure, there will be times when we go off script, come back to the script, but you'll have an updated run of show and TikTok. So just continue to be mindful of that pace so our interpreters can get the full gist of what you're saying and make sure they are providing those translations in real time. Outside of that, I just want to thank Antoinette and the broadcast team again, because those who have joined us today via Zoom, you didn't get the benefit of actually seeing what it looks like, but they were looking at it in real time on the social media channels. So it's a very robust and engaging experience that they put together for HUD and for the people in the community. And it's going to really be a fantastic house party, and just can't thank them enough for their ongoing efforts to ensure the success. There are a couple of things that we have remaining as priorities for today and Monday. One is to just make sure we get the web landing page finalized, and Lauren has been working with our web team on that. So if you haven't submitted all your resources, please make sure you get that feedback to her. There will be resources about housing counseling, FHA loans, and fair housing, and it's organized in that way. So that page will go live on the day of the event. It's HUD.gov/HUD House Party, right? So we'll continue to share that information throughout the program. Additionally, the secretary is participating in multiple interviews at 11 o'clock regarding this event. So I want to thank the OPA team for continuing to push the information out. There's going to be another media advisory that goes out today, so we anticipate the possibility of additional interviews, and our team is doing a really great job of pushing information out via social, and our amplification partners are as well. That said, we'll continue with our stakeholder outreach, and we anticipate people are going to be posting throughout the weekend. We'll actually go in and check registrations today, because we know that there are people who have already registered for this event. So, we'll keep it close hold until Monday, but Monday we'll share an update with you regarding the number of folks who have pre-registered, but registration is not required to participate. Anyone can join live via Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So those are the major updates. We'll send another email at the end of the day, and then we'll send an update on Monday. If it looks like it makes sense to just pull a small group together on Monday to walk through these logistics again, we'll do that. But just want to say thank you again to everyone. Antoinette, is there anything else you'd like to say or need to say regarding broadcast?
Yes. Thank you, Ruth, and the broadcast team thanks you as well. We've been working hard to make sure everything will be seamless. I appreciate those that of you that are participating today on the link and waiting on us to work out some of the tweaks that we have to make as we go. We expect that November 1st will be a rocking good house party. We would like to check in on Monday. Probably to just play around one more time. I really would like for you to be here with me to actually see the transitions. I'm comfortable with them now. We're just going to tighten up the lower thirds. We do want to confirm the mayor's names and make sure that we have everything correct so that the lower thirds will be correct as well for them. And titles for David and Julian. Julian and Nia. We need the titles for them. And everybody else is good to go? Okay. Oh, yes. And then the updates for the Runner Show, we'll be looking for those today. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, team.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.